This is lab number 3. We'll be working on the resource manager locks. There are two kinds of locks, read-only lock and delete lock. Now we're going to first create a read-only lock on this resource group and demonstrate that once the read-only lock has been placed, no changes can be made to the resource. For instance, you can no longer start or stop a virtual machine, make changes to the settings to the storage account, so on and so forth. So those will all be stopped by that read-only lock. Read-only lock also implies no delete. So once the read-only lock has been placed, you also cannot delete those resources. All right, so let's find the resource group. All right, so we're going to start with a read-only lock. All right, so notice the lock is now placed on the resource group. Okay, it is also possible to place locks in a subscription, so no resource within the subscription can be changed. So here is that storage account that lives within the resource group. Now you can also apply lock to individual resources. Okay, so it depends on where you apply the lock. You can either lock individual resource, the entire resource group, the entire subscription. Okay, so you can see that from the lock screen that it's inheriting the read-only lock from the scope of resource group. All right, so any further change, such as changing HTTPS requirement, will fail the update due to the resource group lock. All right, so we're going to remove the lock. All right, so notice the scope is at the resource group, so you have to go to the resource group and the locks. Okay. All right, so to the right, scroll to the right, there's a delete button. So now that's rid of the read-only lock. Now we're going to substitute this with a delete lock and demonstrate that delete lock does allow you to continue make changes to the resources, but simply prevent you from accidentally remove this any resource within the resource group. All right. So subsequently, after the lock is placed, navigate to storage. All right. Now configuration. Changes can now be safely saved. However, attempt to delete this resource has failed, has been blocked by the delete locks. All right. So remember, read-only lock also implies delete lock, which will prevent resource from being deleted.